Good morning, Borada, my international superstars out there. So, how are you? This is a Thursday. Oh, my word. It's almost the end of April. And I've been away for 3 days, and it feels like I've been away for about 3 months. So, I can't remember what I'm doing, what my name is, but I do know that that is Sam the dog. And yet again, he's in my space. Anyway, what are we going to be doing today? Hurrah, it's functional strength. So we are going to be working on muscle strength and endurance. So this is not going to get you out of breath. It's not a sort of brisk walky type of exercise or a cycling exercise. This is all about building muscles that are going to support your skeleton and support you doing everyday things and extraordinary things, I might add as well. So what are we going to need? I've got a drink. Okay, so you should have some water or drink some water at the end. I'm going to be using today the lot. I've got my chair with no arms, but we can do without that. I've got some light dumbbells, and today I've also got some slightly heavier dumbbells. You only need one set or your set of tins or your water bottles. Okay, I have also got the stretchy resistance band. Now, if you're using the resistance band, just have a little check over it. Make sure there's no tears, so it's not going to snap on you. And that is pretty much it. We are going to be using an expansive wall, number one for balance and also for the wall press. So if you haven't got a wall, just try your best. Find something that you can balance against that's going to allow you to stand nice and tall. Other than that, we need a safe space to work in without a dog in it, preferably, or a pet. And we're going to make a start. So we're going to start with a really nice warm up. So I was doing a lot of driving yesterday. So I'm going to take my feet hip width apart. I'm going to start just by taking some nice shoulder rolls. I'm going to roll my shoulders up to my ears and back down. We're going to go backwards. And then we're just going to take it forward. So really warming these shoulders up. If your shoulders are stiff, just take it nice and easy, a little bit smaller first. Little bit bigger. I'm going to go back again. Yeah, because that's how I'm feeling today. Good. So we're going to come up, roll those shoulders back, slide those shoulder blades down, up and down. Good. Should we take one more for luck? Let's do it. And relax those shoulders down. And then I'm just going to move those feet a little bit. Just being static is quite uncomfortable sometimes, isn't it? So however you want to move those feet. And then I'm going to steady them again. I'm going to think about the neck. So we're going to see now if we can just relax these shoulders. See if you can open out this chest. So we're looking straight ahead. This chin is parallel to the floor. And this is really important because if we're sort of in this position, the neck's automatically in an awkward position. So see if we can lift that chest, just gently draw those shoulders away from the ears, open out that chest. And then we're going to gently drop that chin down to the chest. We're going to lift that head. We're going to look straight ahead. We're going to turn gently to your left. Good. And then we're going to come back and keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Just gently drop that chin down to the chest. Lift that head. And again, we're going to go to the left. Really nice and easy does it. Good. And then we're going to come back to center. Drop that chin nice and easy. Now, think about what's happening with the shoulders when you drop this chin. Are they tensing up? See if you can keep them relaxed. Same as we turn this head gently one way, come back to center, and gently drop that chin to the chest. Good. Come back up, and last time, really nice and gently turn that head. And then come back to center. And again, let's just move those feet. Move and a groove, nothing amazing. You can walk on the spot, whatever you feel like doing. Just to make sure you don't get dizzy and just to stop any sort of, you stand there and you think, oh, I just want to move. So now we're going to see if we can take that little squeeze of the shoulders up to the ears. I'm going to slide those shoulders away from the ears. I'm going to show you from this angle. So keep that chest lifted, slide it down. We're just going to do one more of these. Up and then slide it down. Now we're going to see if we can bring those fingertips together. We're going to take that little twisting movement. And remember, when we're doing this, we're moving from just below that rib cage. So see if you can keep those hips facing forwards. Nice relaxed shoulders. Chin in line with those thumbs. Any more instructions I feel like giving you? Good. Oh, now I tell you what I didn't ask you before we started, and it's a good thing we've done just some gentle mobilizing movements. Are you feeling well? Because if you're feeling ill or you have a fever or a temperature, today, my friends, is not your day. So please turn me off and go and have a cup of tea. Come back to me when you feel well. Good. Okay, now we're just taking some little toe taps forwards, just letting those arms relax and swing. And then we're going to see if we can do something a little bit different. We've done this before, but we don't do it every week. So we're just going to take those feet hip width apart, relax the shoulders, bring those arms up just to chest level. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to squeeze this elbow behind me and I'm going to follow it with my head. Now, I am not turning these hips this way. So my headlights are shining on the wall in front of me. I'm just squeezing that elbow behind me, coming back to that start position, shoulders relaxed. Same the other way. So we're getting a little bit of rotation in that upper back and in that neck. So I used to call this in class, if you remember, the reversing the car move. So if you're struggling to look behind you, and you always have to use your mirrors, and you would like to start mobilizing a little bit more, this is a great one to do. Not too high with that elbow, just below the shoulder, and only following it as far as you feel comfortable. Good. Okay, we're going to bring it down, let those arms swing again, and we're going to take those little toe taps. Good. All right, so how are we feeling? You might think, oh, God, my shoulders feel, like they've been working already. That's good. What we're going to do now is we're going to see if we can take those feet a little bit wider, and we're going to take that lower back warm up. So just gently draw that tummy button in, and we're going to come into those side bends. So remember, we're not reaching. We are just letting this rib cage. So this would be exactly the same movement. If I decided to put my hands here, I'm going to gently do up that tight pair of trousers. Remember that. Just drawing those lower abdominals gently in, and we're just letting those arms hang. Good. Okay. Cooking on gas, my friends. Bubbling hot. All right then. So let's see if we can take a little walk on the spot now. So we've sort of mobilized, we've got the joints warm, and we're just going to move on to the hips now. So we're just going to start walking on the spot. We're also warming up the knees and the ankles. So particularly if you just place the ball of the foot through to the heel. So let's see now if we can do a little bit more. We're going to steady the feet. We're going to just take those knees a little bit higher. Good. So that's great. Just squeezing those knees upwards. Excellent. Okay. And then we're going to just see if we can bring those feet down, and then we're going to take that little jogger's pedal. So remember that one heel at a time. I'll just show you from this angle. One heel at a time, lifting, pressing it down. While you're doing that, let's just see if we can squeeze these hands, stretch out these fingers. So nice little wrist and hand warm up. Squeeze and stretch. Good. Squeeze and stretch. We're going to do two more. And one. Good. And then we're just going to see if we can take some little taps behind us and in. Little tap and in. Great. So we're really mobilizing these joints. Excellent. Opening up these hips. So this is going to be useful for when we do our lunges. Good. Let's see if we can take that foot behind us now. Gently press the heel of that back foot down to the floor, and then bring it up, bring it in. We're going to do 3 and 2, and on this last one, the other side. Let's press the heel of that back foot down towards the floor. Good. Excellent work. Okay, bring it in, back to those knee lifts, back to those knee lifts. Excellent. Now, while you're doing this, we might add a little bicep curl. Good. We're going to go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep that nice long body. And then we're going to see if we can just open out this chest. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll take a little tap out, open out this chest, bring these arms in. So I'm here and we're going to open. Good. What we can do at the same time, take a nice breath in and out. Good. In and out. Good. In and out. Good. Really open out that chest. So this is really encouraging us to use all that lung space. Don't overdo it, otherwise you might feel dizzy, but just think about really filling those lungs, pushing that air out. Good. Let's take one more and bring it in. Now we're just going to see if we can make some circles. Good. So we're going to lead with that thumb out to the side and it just come down. Good. So we see if we can make these circles a little bit bigger. Now just take the size that suits you. So if you can't raise those arms above your shoulders because of pain or they just won't go, don't worry, just keep to those smaller circles. And again, we're going to breathe in. Good. We're going to breathe out. Now let's see if we can take it the other way. We're going to come up and we're going to come down. Good. Breathing out. Good. Up and down. Oh, lovely. And one more time. This time from here, we're going to squeeze those elbows down as if we were doing that lat pull down. And then we're just going to reach up. Slide those hands up the wall. Good. We're going to do 4 more. 4 more. That's it. 3 and 2 and 1. Whoo! Shake it out. Shake those arms out. Shake those legs out. Good. Shake those feet. Just loosen off. Have a little wiggle. That's good. Okay, we're going to go back to those now. Taps behind us. So you can see I'm just opening up these hips a little bit. Keeping that nice strong trunk so we can always draw that tummy button in. Excellent. And then we're just going to see if we can add that little bicep curl movement. And then we're going to change it from the bicep curl. We're going to take that press forwards. Good. So if I show you from this angle, pressing forwards. Good. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lovely. Okay, we're just going to take that gentle little pedal. We're going to walk one hand over that shoulder and you're going to give yourself an almighty pat on the back and release. Good. Shake it out. That's great. And again on the other side. So this is just loosening off those shoulders, tricep muscles, and shaking it out. Great stuff. And then we're just going to take these feet a little bit wider. I'm going to come forwards a bit so I don't kick Sam. So what we're going to do now is just squeeze the heel to the bottom. Good. Just nice and easy does it. So this is making these muscles in the back of the thigh contract. So you might find you have to do that movement, particularly if you've got limited mobility in your knee joint. Okay. And we're just going to really warm these hamstring muscles up. Okay. They're squeezing. And at the same time, we're having to lengthen these muscles at the front of the thigh. Good. We're going to go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, so these muscles at the back of the thigh are warm. So we're just going to make sure they're nice and lengthened before we start. So we're going to take that small step forwards, sink down, just feel that lengthening in the back of that straight leg. Keep that chest lifted, bring it up, a couple of little taps, and then we'll do the other leg. So small step in forward, in front. Honestly, it does feel like I've had 3 months off. Completely went onto something totally different. And yeah, it's like being gone, traveling for 3 months. Okay. 3 days, that's all it took. So we're going to take a little punch forwards now, my friends. Little punch forwards. We're going to punch up. We're going to punch forwards. And I'm going to get you to punch to this side. We're going to punch forwards. And we're going to punch to the other side. Good. And then forwards again. Now let's just finish off with a little bit of a wider step. And we haven't built it into our exercises today. So we're just going to take a little swing and out. Good. So we're just going to turn these hips towards this side, weight through that leg, and then we're just going to rotate. Good. We're just going to do a couple on each side just to keep that mobility there. We're going to do it this side. Good. And you can see we're just pivoting off that foot. Good. That's it. So we're taking that heel down, weight through the heel, and then pivoting. And then we'll just take a few little steps. I just want to practice a couple of moves now that we're going to bring in that we can do without resistance, so you're ready for it when we add resistance. Of course, if you prefer to have no resistance when we're doing this session, just to get the feel of it, particularly if you're starting, that is fine. Now we're going to take these feet hip width apart. We're just going to soften these knees. So this is our stance when we're doing our particularly upper body resistance. Really nice and stable, strong abs, and nice strong spine. So what we're going to do is palms facing you, and little curve in that elbow, and then we're just going to raise those arms. Now notice my elbows, they're not going above the shoulders. If they do, it can impinge that shoulder. And we're working these muscles here, the shoulder muscles, and this is what we call a lateral raise. Good. So we do this movement a lot when we're doing our cardiovascular workouts. We're going to be adding weights, and we're going to see if we can do that. Now, little tip from the top. If we take those arms out to the side, imagine you're holding milk jugs. Just tip the milk out of the jug. So tip the jug forwards, bring it back and down, and it'll make it more challenging. So just roll those shoulders now, and we're going to make a start. We are going to make a start. So we're going to do 10 to 15 repetitions of each exercise. We're going to have a little rest and go straight into another exercise. We're going to do 2 exercises at a time. So we're going to do 2 sets of each. I'm already confusing myself. So should we just have a drink, get ourselves ready to get started? We are going to be starting with some calf strength. Now, I like to use the wall for my calf strength if my balance isn't good. So this is our most basic, lifting both heels off the floor. Now, what I'm going to add today, if your balance is good, I've got some slightly heavier dumbbells. I'm going to hold them. I'm just going to make sure that my chest is open, shoulders relaxed away from the ears, and I'm going to do my calf strength with a little bit of extra weight. So I'm just going to lift slowly back down. So when you're ready, my friends, if you would like to use your weights on this one, if you're confident in your balance, do. Got a little bit of music in the background. Otherwise, hold on to that wall, and we're going to see if we can make a start when you're ready, anywhere between 10 and 15. Now, remember, if you can only do 6, 7, or 8, that's fine, and we will build up to that 10 as the weeks progress. Right. So in your own time, listen to your own rhythm. And if you haven't finished when I finish, carry on till you have. If you finish first, just gently move those feet, wait for the next thing. Good. So I've got 4 more to do. So I'm just lifting those heels. I'm going to show you from this angle. Notice chest is open. I'm not stressing in the shoulders because I'm holding my weights. Good. That's great. Slowly back down. Nice long spine, guys. Good. And then I'm just going to tap it out when I'm finished. So I'm going to put my weights down safely. And then I'm going to walk myself to the wall. We're going to do some wall presses. So hands a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Elbows in that sort of W position. And we're going to hold that nice strong trunk. So as we're coming in, we're breathing in and just breathe out away from that wall. Good. Now, someone said to me the other day that they have problems with this because their wrist, they've broken their wrist. If you can have some sort of padding, towel's not ideal because it might slip, but you can actually put some padding one side and it'll just support that wrist a little bit more. Okay, you might even choose to make a knuckle shape against that. It's a bit hard to do it, so you can keep that nice flat wrist and do your press-ups in that position. Tip from the bottom. All right, that should be 10 to 15. We're going to go back to the calf raises, or heel raises as I sometimes call them. So remember, if you're picking up weights, use that deadlift. Feet close to the object, nice and strong. Use the legs, not your back. So are we ready? I'm going to face this way this time. Off we go. Good. So we're working on our balance skills if we're using the weights as well. You don't have to lift the heels so far that you almost tip forwards like I just did. Good. Power up, slowly back down. Good. Power up, slowly back down. Now, we're going to do 10 of these and then I'm going to show you a slightly different way of doing it. Good. Don't forget to breathe, friends. Don't forget to breathe. Now, what we're going to do, when you come down from 10, move those feet. And then we're going to do it again. We're going to do 8. But we're going to bend the knee ever so slightly. Bend the knees ever so slightly. So now we're targeting the lower calf muscles. Good. How does that feel? Does that feel different? Can you feel it slightly lower down? Knees bent. Good. Keep them in line with that second toe. Brilliant. Excellent. Good. So you can feel it nearer your Achilles. And this is the muscle that attaches to the Achilles. So if you think it's too much, just relax. When you've done your 8, bring it down. Just tap those heels forwards. That'll just stretch those calf muscles out a little bit. Good work. All right, let's go back to those wall presses, shall we? So we've strengthened the calf muscles. We're going to be working shoulders, backs of the arms and chest muscles this. So the wider the hands, the more chest. The narrower the hands, the more back of the arm, the tricep muscles. So when you're ready, good. Really push away from that wall. Great. Now again, I gave you some alternatives if this doesn't work for you. We can use the resistance band. So if you can't do it because of your wrist mobility or strength, we can take that nice, strong movement using the resistance band instead. Okay, good. Keep those shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Little orange between that chin and the chest. And we're going to take one more. Good. Okay, just let those arms go. Roll those shoulders up and back. Just nice, relaxed arms. Good. Now, we're going to do some leg strength next. So I'm going to bring my chair a little bit closer. I'm going to move my weights off it. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to sit down in our chair. So it doesn't matter if you're not using the chair for the exercises, but we want to wrap your band around your thighs. So we're going to give these muscles in the side of the bottom a real workout, and they will then help stabilize the hip and the knee joints. So we're going to walk the feet together, walk the knees together, and I'm just going to wrap the band using the flat as much as possible around my thighs, and I'm going to wrap myself up. So I'm going to tie a knot in that band. Good. So once you've done that, there's some resistance if you take those knees apart. So what we're going to do is we're going to just sit about halfway through that chair. I don't want to sit too close to the front because we're going to be coming back down. Now, feet hip width apart, a bit wider if you prefer, heels down. We're going to do sit to stand 10. Maybe you can hold that weight if you want to make it more challenging, or we can add some challenges. So we're going to push down into those heels. Now just make sure you're secure on this chair. Now we're going to just see if we can push that bottom to the back of the chair. Now if you want to sit down, that's fine. If you want to make it harder, hover, drive up. Okay, so slowly down, drive up. Brilliant. Slowly down, drive up. Good. So if your knees aren't liking this, just cut the movement by half. Find the range that works for you. Keep those knees over that second toe. Good. Squeeze that bottom on the way up. So this is going to help with so many different activities. Good. Oh, Sam looked at me reproachfully. Good. Keep looking straight ahead. Now, as you come down, draw those shoulders away from the ears. Shoulder blades down that back. And finish on the stand. Move those feet. Now, we are going to work these muscles in a different way. So I'm going to hold onto the wall. I'm going to stand nice and tall. And we're just going to take that side leg lift. So we're moving the outside of the foot, trying to keep that nice long line of spine. And see if you can imagine you've got a spirit level over your hip bones and the red dot stays in the middle. So here we are. I've got that wall for balance. I'm going to balance on one leg, out. So the knee is facing forwards, hips facing forwards, big toe facing forwards. We're going to come out, slowly back. 10 on one leg, 10 on the other leg. Good. So you can feel these muscles here working. Try not to lean in the opposite direction. So imagine I put a hot cup of coffee on top of your head. When we've done 10 one way, just move the feet a little bit and we're going to do 10 the other. So if you haven't got a wall, you can use the back of that chair. Okay, you can use the back of that chair, standing nice and tall. Good. And again, we're using those balance and core skills. Brilliant. Excellent. So we're moving out to the side, keeping that trunk really strong. Remember that hot cup of coffee. Out, slowly back. Out, slowly back. Don't let that band snap you back in. Good. So when we've done 10 each side, let's just take some little circles. Just loosen off those hips. Good. Okay. There we are. We've got I Will Survive from Gloria Gaynor on the music station. You will survive. Now, let's come back to that seated position again. Just make sure this chair is secure. If you're worried you sit down quite heavily, put it against the wall. Right. Now, I'm not going to sit down at all this time. I'm just going to aim for the back of the chair. I'm going to hover and I'm going to come up. If you're feeling that this is challenging, pull those arms back down with you. Use momentum as you come back up. If you're holding your weight, keep it nice and tight to that chest so that we're not sort of leaning forwards. Good. Keep those shoulder blades sliding down. Heels down. Squeeze that bottom on the way back up. Hover. And the longer you hover, the harder it becomes. That's good. Hover. And up. Brilliant. That's good. I'm losing count today. That's because of my sabbatical. 3 days. Okay. I always lose count. What am I talking about? That's 10. I'm blaming it on something that happens all the time. So, side leg lifts again. Let's go for it, shall we? If you found 10 too many, just cut it down to a number that's challenging, but not too much. Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to start this side this time. Good. Remember that spirit level over your hip bones. Okay, you may prefer just to hold on. And I used to love standing against the wall like this because it stops you leaning in the opposite direction. Really useful. So if you want to try it on that next one, good. So when we've done 10 that side, we're going to do 10 the other side. Good. So, excellent, guys. Brilliant. Really good for keeping the bone density in this pelvis nice and strong. Good. We're using this resistance of the band, pulling the tendons with the muscles, pulling on the bone, stimulating bone growth, or stimulating that sort of inner bone growth. All right then, when we've done 10 each side, we're just going to move the feet a little bit and then we're going to sit down to remove the band. What we don't want to do is to lean down like this with the head below the heart because it's likely to make us feel dizzy. So I'm actually going to take my band off and then I'm going to undo the knot. Eventually. Once we get it off. I love the resistance bands, but they can be a pain, can't they? but such a useful tool. Once you've got them, then, you know, we can do any sort of exercise you like at home. So once you've loosened off that band, we're going to stand up, just hang it on the back of your chair. And we're going to be using your dumbbells or your tins. So, and we're talking about progression for a few weeks. If you are starting to find the 10 to 15 repetitions with tins really easy, think about investing in some maybe kilogram weights. 1.5 you can get, 2. So any weight you want really. Now we're going to go into those lat raises. Remember those, the lateral raises? So with his feet hip width apart, soft knees, tummy in, not sticking that bottom out. We're just going to see if we can relax the shoulders, bring those hands in front of you, palms facing each other. Now, as we lift, palms are facing down. Good, nice light grip on those weights, not too high. If you're not sure, look in the mirror when you're doing this. Good, we used to laugh before I did my sort of gym training. As a youngster, we'd laugh at the people training in front of the mirror. And then you realise why they train in front of the mirror. Okay, and you're like, oh, right, it's for technique. Good, draw that tummy button in, breathe out, slide those shoulder blades down as the arms come up. It seems counterintuitive, but it really works. Good, keep that chest lifted. I think we got one more if you can. Breathe out, breathe in, roll those shoulders. Good. Okay, so I'm going to pop my weights down on my chair and I'm going to use the wall for balance. We have got lunge. Now remember which leg you're going to balance on. I'm going to balance on my right leg and I'm going to take my left leg away from the floor. Now if you're not keen on the lunge, I want you to just balance instead while we're lunging. If you're comfortable, we're going to take that little step behind. Remember, weight through that front heel, forces through the front heel, push up through that heel and back. So this is a little half lunge. Okay, if you feel comfortable, we can make it a little bit bigger. We're dropping this back knee in line with that hip. Good. I've got my wall for balance, so I'm not wobbling too much. And if you feel comfortable, letting go, that's fine. Brilliant. Push up through this heel. We're really working your glutes. Brilliant. So this is so good if you need to get off the floor. If you need to pick stuff off the floor. Good. Doesn't matter where you are. Brilliant. Last one on this leg. So if you're balancing, you can bring that foot down. Just move those feet. We're going to go back to the weights. Remember, we use the right leg, because we're going to do one more set of lat raises, come to the other leg. All right, so here we go. Position. Are we ready? I'm going to try at this angle. Chest lifted, breathe out. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I could do with a bit more resistance, but I've only got my tins, try that, pouring the milk at the front of the jug, at the top of the move, back down. Soft elbows, pour. That's it. Good. See if you can pour. Ooh, gets those shoulders, doesn't it? Breathe out. Pour. Good. Pour that milk. Excellent. Oh, I don't want any more milk, do you? Okay, I'm going to finish with 2 normal. And bring it down, roll those shoulders. Okay, remember, nice strong legs, strong back as you put those weights down. Okay, this time I'm going to use my left leg. So, I'm going to start small, just to check how my knees respond. Yep, they're okay. Hips square on, knees in line with that second toe. Good. Nice strong trunk, using that wall for balance if you're feeling wobbly. Let's train these core muscles to be strong, and then we can lose the wall. Excellent. So I'm going to do 2 more. You count your 10 or your 15. Remember, we're involved with our own decision making about what is going to be appropriate for us. Might be slightly less than 10. You might be doing the full 15. Good. Now, it all depends how your body is responding today. So we want the last 2 repetitions to be challenging, but not like, almost impossible. And then we'll see change. So on to the next. We're going to do shoulders again. We're going to pick up our weights. This time, we're going to take that W position. So when we're holding those weights or those tins, we've sort of got it like that, okay? So nice light grip. We don't have to be gripping really strongly. Now watch out for that, okay? Can you see that clearly? If I move that, we want knuckles facing upwards, okay? So nice strong wrist. Nice long line from knuckles through to wrist. Okay, W position. Okay, are we ready? Hands either facing you, palms facing you or out. Alternate to start. Good. Now you can stay with alternate or we can go to both together. Off knees. Looking straight ahead, even lowering that gaze slightly if that helps your neck. Pushing up, breathing out and in. Breathing out and in. Good. You start to think, oh, let's try alternate arms again. Good. Let's say 3 and 2 and last one. All right, lots of shoulders today, guys. Lots of shoulders. Preparation for these summer months. Now, we're going to pop that down and we're going to go back to those lunges. So again, I'm going to do right leg first. So remember, we've got that as your alternative. Balance on one leg, however you like it. We're still strengthening these legs. Okay, so we're going to come down, push up. Good. Make sure we're breathing out. Good. Breathing in comes naturally as soon as you breathe out. Super, guys. Okay. So when we've done our 10, we're going to move our feet and we're going to change sides. Good. Excellent. Lots of people say to me, the reason I tend to choose backward lunges is we can really control the position of that knee instead of the forward where we sort of wiggle the knee around. So that's why we tend to stick with this one. Really thinking knee joints and really working these glutes. Good. That's why we really focus on heel driving through that heel. So forces down through that front heel, pushing up. Good. Excellent. Okay, I'm not sure if that's 10. I'm going to do one more. Excellent. And then we're just going to move those feet. Ready for another shoulder press? Let's do it. Okay. So we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. We should have done something wrong here. All right then. Okay, yes I have, haven't I? So, off we go. Now watch out as the arms come up. This is what we tend to do to get that range. Listen to your shoulders, draw the belly button in as you push up. And if that's your range, just go as far as you can without pushing into pain. Good. Far as you can without pushing into pain. Pain is not what we want. And by repetition, you might find we actually increase that range of movement you can move through. But not if we're going to push into pain. As soon as we do that, the body tenses up, doesn't like it. That's why it's there. Good. Last one. Okay. Just tap it out. Roll those shoulders. Good. All right. So should we find our resistance bands again? Yeah, let's do that, shall we? So from shoulders, we're going to think about this upper back. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place the resistance band over the palms of your hands. And we're going to do a little bit of exercise for the muscles around the shoulder blades and the back of the shoulders. So, nice strong position, soft knees, shoulders relaxed, chest open. Draw that chin to the back of the neck, and then we're going to draw this band apart, squeeze these elbows behind you. So it's a little row. Tension, squeeze, release. Good. Tension, squeeze. Notice there's no daylight between my elbows and my body. Good, we're not doing that. Okay. Excellent. You can hold the tension there all the time if you prefer. And if you want to make it stronger, bring the hands closer together. If you want to make it a little bit less strong, hands a little bit further apart. Good. Watch out for this, okay? Draw those shoulders down. Squeeze those shoulder blades together as the elbows come back. We're rowing that boat. And on that last two that feel comfortably challenging, we're going to release and just shake it out. Roll those shoulders. In fact, let's take some nice big elbow circles, shall we? Let's do that. Yeah. Okay. And forwards. All right. So what we're going to do now, we're going to build on that move. If you're not sure about this next one, just do another set of upper back strength. But if you can now, we're going to take the palm over the top of the band, and we're going to take those hands quite a bit wider. Now, we have done this before, and you may find that you can only do 2 or 3 and you have to stop. Stop, no pain, remember? So these hands are chest level, not that high, okay? So if in doubt, a little bit lower. We're going to just see if we can open and close. Now watch this. Don't stick that chin forward if you can avoid it. Draw that chin to the back of the neck. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Open. We're not going to do quite as many of these. Just draw those shoulders down. Good. Draw that tummy button in. Open. I'm just going to do one more. That's enough for me. Okay. I don't want to overdo that. Great exercise, but easy to really overdo it so we're sore the next day. Now, that was 2 sets of that. Ooh, we're cooking on gas. We're almost done. We're going to do some bicep work and then some wrist work. So actually, I said we weren't going to do our wood chop, but we have got just enough time. So we're going to hold one of our weights nice and comfortably, okay, here, not there, all right, nice and in. Good. So let's take that slightly wider position, draw that tummy button in. Now when we come down, this heel on this right leg stays down. We're just reaching to the side of those thighs, so nothing too major, and then we're just going to rotate, so we're almost pushing through those hips here. Okay, so let's go. We're going to do 5. Good. 4. And 3. And 2. Last one on this side. Again, listen to that body then. Again, rotation. So we're turning those hips, weight through that heel, make sure that knee's in line with that big toe. And good. Push, rotate. Good. Excellent. Oh, my favorite session of the week, I think this is. And if Michael is with us, with his birthday on May the 1st, you'll be buffed and ready to face the world, sir. Okay, let's just roll those shoulders. Okay. Right, bicep. I like using this band for the biceps. Oh, Margaret, if you're watching, if you're with us, I haven't forgotten the arm exercises. I forgot I was going away. That's what I forgot. And I forgot to turn my out of office thing on. So I will be doing it for you, my friend. Okay, so with that nice thumb up, we're going to grip the band, soft knees and squeeze. So remember, this elbow stays in, shoulder relax. If you need, Take your hand on that shoulder, opposite hand, just to make sure that shoulder's not lifting. We are literally just elbow in, working the biceps, squeezing that wrist towards the shoulder. Keep those shoulder blades together. Good, looking straight ahead. And again, when we've done our 10, we're going to change arms. Good, slowly down. See how slowly you can actually lower it. And then you'll feel that muscle lengthening under tension. This is what makes your muscles sore though, so just be aware of that. When you've done your 10, we're going to change sides. Good. Right. So thumbs up, that fist shape, good. So this is just going to help with carrying stuff, particularly shopping, stuff like that. For a long time, I sort of avoided doing just bicep work, but I've been looking at the research and actually it is important to do. So I'm willing to do it if there's evidence to show it really helps. Good. So we're going to breathe out. Good. All right, I've got 3 more. Slow. See how slow? Oh, that's really hard, isn't it? Last 2. Oh, don't make me cry. Good. All right. Ooh, that's enough. Good. Okay, last little exercise, friends, and then we're going to just stretch it out. So what I'm going to get you to do is just fold the band in half, fold it in half again, fold it in half again, and then honestly, you've got a little roll of elasticity. Okay, so you got a little roll here. See that? Yeah. So I'm going to bring this hand over the top, this hand here. So thumbs are up. You see my elbows are up. I shouldn't have worn this top. It's too dark. Now what I'm going to do is twist that band, bring my elbows in. Good. And again, shoulders relax. Twist. Good. So I'm just going to twist. Now I've got a tendency to overdo this. So I'm going to do 5 one way and 5 the other, and that's going to be me. But if you want to do a few more, you can. Good. Now, when we do it the other way, we're just going to adjust this hand position so that the elbows come in. And then we're going to twist the opposite direction so the elbows come out. Good. Got it? Twist. That's it. Lovely. Twist. Fantastic. Twist. All right. Twist. Good. Last 2. And lovely. Okay, just circle those wrists. Okay, strength done. We haven't done huge amounts of balance today, but it's sort of been in quite a few of the things we've actually been doing. So you can't put it all in. And yeah, this is what I thought, oh, that'll be good today. Lots of upper body work, lots of leg strength. And a bit of rotation. So let's just, if you'd like to have a quick drink, that's a good idea. Let's have a drink before we stretch out. Let's have a drink. And I always sort of, in the cardiovascular type workouts, the aerobic workouts, I'm always talking about keeping your feet moving, particularly at the end of the main section, coming into the cool down, throughout the cool down. And that's because the blood is pumping around the body so quickly. There's a bigger volume. The heart rate is quicker. The breathing rate is quicker. And we need to bring it down gradually, because if we just stop, people often get very dizzy. It's not such a big thing with the functional strength because we haven't raised your heart rate, but it's still good practice just to gently keep your feet moving in between stretches. Okay, so let's just roll these shoulders up and back. Roll these shoulders. Breathe out. And then we're going to walk these feet a little bit wider. And we're just going to take a nice big circle, breathing in. And as you come down, you've got the heels down, knees are bending in line with that second toe, but there's a little bit of leg push up. Straightening the legs. Bending those legs, good. Breathing in, breathing out. And then we'll make that circle a little bit smaller. Good. And then we're just going to bring those feet back, move them a little bit. And then we're just going to see if we can open out these hips a little bit. So we're just going to take those steps behind us, little taps, nice and light on your feet if you can. And then we're going to see if we can take just a couple more. And we're going to bring ourselves back to that nice long spine, standing tall. We're going to start with this tricep stretch. So we're going to stretch doing the press ups. So take that hand, walk it over that shoulder, same shoulder, reach down the back. If that's your limit, that's fine. Just find your stretch limit. We're going to look straight ahead. Great stuff. And then we're just going to release. Take a roll of the shoulders, little knee bend. Let's do the same on the other side. You might find you prefer to just reach over that shoulder and reach down those shoulder blades. Good. Gently push that elbow to the ceiling. Smashing. Breathe out. And then we're going to breathe in. And again, just roll those shoulders. Roll those shoulders. Good. And then we're going to see if we can come into stretch the upper back. Now, I want you to imagine you've got a big long tail, and then we can get the lower back in. So I want you to soften the knees. Just push that imaginary tail by tilting your pelvis between your knees. And then we're going to just look to that floor in front of you. Bring those fingers together, palms facing you. And we're going to push the backs of those hands away from center. So we get a little stretch to the upper back. And by pushing that tail between the legs, the lower back as well. And then we're going to relax, open out this chest. Good. Bring it in. Let's do that again. Good. And then open out this chest. Good. This time as you come in, you're going to give yourself a nice big hug. Drop that chin to the chest. We're going to open. Draw those shoulder blades together. And one more time, this time as we open, we're going to turn those hands down to face the floor and bring these hands behind us. So keep those shoulders relaxed away from the ears. See if you can hold on to those fingertips and just squeeze those arms upwards. Draw the shoulder blades together. So a nice stretch for those chest muscles. They get very, very tight. So we'll just let those arms go. Tap it out. Let's do a little bit of leg stretching, shall we? So we start with those calf muscles. And we're just going to take our hands onto the wall, feet as close as you feel comfortable. Take one foot behind and we're going to press the heel of this back foot towards the floor. Good. That's great. And we're just going to hold it for about 15 seconds. And then gently lift that heel, bring it in. And we'll do the same on the other side. Good. That's great. Just gently press that heel towards the floor. Good. And bring it out. Now, while you're here, there is another calf stretch you can do. I'm going to show you at the side. I'll come to this a little bit. You could actually put your heel against, well, heel on the floor and toe on the top of that skirting board. And just gently take your body weight forward, except my sloping group is stopping me from doing that. But that's another way of stretching out the calf muscles that's quite useful. So make sure you got something to hold on to, like the wall. Don't lean backwards, but that's another thing to try. Let's see if we can take the backs of those thighs. So remember, we can do it standing. So I'm going to bend my knees. Just take one foot in front so it straightens out that leg, and we're going to sink down into that back of the thigh stretch. Good. So I'm just going to relax my shoulders, keep my chest lifted, and sink a little bit lower if I feel comfortable. Breathe out. Breathe out. Good. And then I'm going to gently breathe in, bring it back. We can do it seated, remember. I'll just show you the seated version. I really like the seated version. So again, just sitting in that front half of the chair, hinging at the hips, keeping that back nice and long, using almost exactly the same as standing. But instead of worrying about being supported by the opposite leg, you've got the chair to support you and you can focus on this stretch. We can actually draw that toe up to increase the stretch. Good. Breathe out. and bring it up. Let's take a little roll of these shoulders. Okay, friends, I'm going to just finish off with the front of the thigh. I'm going to do the hip flexors in one here because I've kept you quite a long time today. So we're going to hold on to the wall. We're going to just squeeze that heel towards the bottom. If you can, we're going to hold on to the back of the or the trouser leg, and we're going to bring that heel towards the bottom. So see if you can keep that chest lifted, and just see if you can gently push the hip of that bent knee forwards. We're getting a little bit of hip flexor with this. If you want a bit more, just take that knee a little bit further back. Good. And we're going to release. Lovely. Let's do the same on the other side, shall we? So we're just going to come in position, lift the chest, try not to arch your back like so. So if you can feel yourself doing that, draw the tummy button in, push that imaginary tail between your knees again. See what happens. That's good. Okay, that's better. Oh, those are tight for me. Okay, so we're going to just see if we can take the feet a little bit wider. We're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're going to reach up to the ceiling, lift that rib cage, keep both feet on the floor, breathe out, breathe in. Good. And again. Actually, I was breathing in on the way up, breathing out as I lifted. Good. As long as we're breathing, eh? Bring it down and just gently move those feet. We're just going to shake out the hands, shake out those feet. Give that one a proper go. And we are finished. Well done, my friends. So don't forget, have a drink. Make sure you rehydrate. It's a beautiful day today. So enjoy whatever you're going to be doing. Things are really looking up. So I'm going to find out what's going on work-wise. But no idea at the moment. But, you know, fingers crossed, things are all going in the right direction, aren't they? So well done for today. And I shall see you all next week. Bye-bye.